because the student is supposed to click the submit button after answering the questions, right? They click the submit button to send their test attempt. But what if the student doesn't want to click the submit button? So what do? I will enable automatic submission. So the system will submit automatically without the student even having to click the button, since the student doesn't want to do that. Now, I also have the next point, which is the availability. What availability? The availability of the test link. This means that when the student logs in, they need to have the test link. The student has to click on this link to start their test. Now, how long will I make this link available to the student? 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Of course, I specify the day, the date, and the time. I can say, for example, set it from 9:30 a.m. to, let's say, 10:30 a.m. for 1 hour. So the link will be available to the student for 1 hour. After that time, after 10:30, the student won't find the link, so they won't be able to access the test. After that, we start to move down. Here we see all the questions at once. I have 20 questions. Should they all appear on the same page for the student, or should we have each question on a separate screen? If all the questions are on one screen, then all at once. Okay, if I want every question on the screen, we have to select them all at once. Screens show questions in order. Students navigate using previous and next buttons. To prevent backtracking, enable the feature to stop returning to previous questions. Randomize questions for varied order per student after answering. They submit to link to the test. So I want the student to move from the first question to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, but I don't want them to go back from the fifth to the fourth or from the fourth to the third. What do? I enable something called prevent backtracking. This means they won't be able to go back. Once they move from the second question to the third, they won't be able to return to the second question again or to the first. They have to finish the third question and then move forward to the fourth. You can randomize questions. Randomizing order is crucial, as one student might start with question 5, another with question 10. Questions will be random. Then press submit to get the test link. This link is hidden until February 1st at a set time. It was available today at 10:30 a.m. because the time passed. To show it again, edit the test options. Assume today is the 11th. Click send. The message changes to show a hidden item available tomorrow, February 2nd at 9:30. The link appears for the student to access the test. This link has been hidden. It will be available on February 1st at a set time. It was available today at 10:30 a.m. because the time passed. Edit test options to set it again. Assume today is the 11th, then click send. The message will change, indicating a hidden item available tomorrow, February 2nd. At 9:30, the link appears for the student to access the test. Soon, I will clarify Dr. Ibrahim's question on opening breakout rooms for workshops. What rooms is the doctor referring to? On the 11th, we say send. You will notice here that the message will change. It will say that there is a hidden item for the student, but it will be available tomorrow, February 2nd. As soon as the clock hits 9:30, this link will appear for the student and they can start accessing the test. In just 2 minutes, I will clarify Dr. Ibrahim's question about how to open breakout rooms within the classroom for workshops. So, what are the rooms that the doctor is talking about? I have a tool here and I'm with you. The tool that's available, the sharing. Here I have something called sharing. You will notice that there is something called breakout groups. These breakout groups allow me to see how many of us are here right now. You'll notice that we have 112 people. Okay, so I have 112 students now, and I want to start creating breakout groups. What does that mean? It means I want, for example, every 15 students together, or every 10 students together. So I go to the breakout groups and set them up, right? And from here, I start to choose something called assign tasks. You can see it here. Let's not allow participants to switch groups here. Why? So that the student doesn't move themselves from one group to another after a few seconds. So you control the groups. You will come here and you will find that it is available. Names here are current, but only 4 show. Click show all to see them. Keep it at 4. create group 3 or 4 by clicking the circle. Dr. Khaled goes to group 1, Dr. Saja to group 2, Dr. Mohammed to group 1, Dr. Amani to group 3. As a coordinator, I need to add myself. Create groups 3 and 4. I will take Dr. Khaled. Dragging Dr. Khaled, I'm putting him in group 1. Then Dr. Saja goes to group 2 and Dr. Mohammed to group 1. Dr. Mohammed and Dr. Khaled are now together. Dr. Amani goes to group 3. Groups are distributed. As a coordinator, I am not in any group. I need to add myself. Group names can be changed. I will add myself. I will show all and add myself to a group. Watch as I proceed. Dr. Mohammed and Dr. Khaled are now in the same group. Then I go to Dr. Amani and take her with me into group 3. So I'm distributing the groups as I want, just as I want. But here, as a coordinator or supervisor, I still haven't placed myself in any of these groups. I also need to put myself in here. I also need to put myself in this group. I need to add myself here in the group. I'm going to show all now. All right, I'm going to show all. And then as a coordinator, I need to come here to the 3 dots, click here, and add myself to group 1, group 2, or group 3. So I'm coming now, and you'll see with me. I'm going to come now. Let me get back to it. The image is gone. I'll come here and select that I'm in group 1. You'll notice that I'm scrolling down, and the screen is moving with me. You'll see that I am now in group 1. I've become part of group 1. Let me do this. Fewer flowers. Just to control the subject. I am still in a group of 1. I press the start button to separate the group with me from the rest of the main room. The group of 1 date is a group that will separate from the rest of the colleagues. I'm not ready to press it right now because I don't want to disconnect, and if I do, the recording might stop and I could leave the session. I want to stay with all of you. So if I press it now, it means that the group with Dr. Khaled, Dr. Mohammed, and I will separate and talk among ourselves without the rest of you hearing or seeing what's happening with the other colleagues. After I finish, what should I do? I should stop group 1 and return to this same page. Then I can jump into group 2 and relax there with Dr. Saja, right? And when I hit start, what will happen? Starting means that group 2 won't be active because it has the facilitator, so it won't be working. That's the idea behind breakout rooms. Do you have any issues with that? Is there any confusion about the last group? After I finish now, what should I do if you are not in group 1? I will stop in group 1 and go back to the same page. I will go back to the same page again. What group should I throw myself into? In group 2. What should I do? Is there a group 2 with Dr. Saja? So when I hit start, what will happen? Starting means that group 2 won't be active because it has the facilitator, so it won't be working. That's the idea behind breakout rooms. Do you have any issues with that? Is there any confusion about the last group? All right, so with that, we have wrapped up this part and we've finished our meeting. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Is it necessary for the facilitator to be in a specific group? Yes, absolutely. The facilitator needs to be in a specific group because breakout rooms are designed for the facilitator to work with a group away from the main room. If you don't understand, Dr. Mohammed, do you have any comments? Thank you, Khaled. In the name of God, I appreciate your input. So with that, we've wrapped up this part and finished our meeting. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Is it necessary for the facilitator to be in a group? Yes, definitely. The facilitator needs to be in a group. That's because breakout rooms are designed for the facilitator to work with a group away from the main room. I don't understand. Dr. Mohammed, do you have any comments? Thank you, Khaled. In the name of God, I appreciate your input. We have our esteemed colleagues with us. If there's anything specific you want to ask regarding a certain topic, or if there's a particular task you're handling with the group and you want to know if you should open it up or if we should answer it right now. Because breakout rooms are designed for the facilitator to work with a group away from the main room. Okay, I don't understand. Dr. Mohammed, do you have any comments? Thank you, Khaled. In the name of God, I appreciate your input.
We have our esteemed colleagues with us. If anyone has a specific inquiry regarding a certain topic, or if there's a particular task they're handling with the group, and they want to know if they should open it up or if we should answer it right now,